Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now they're in Manila City and they're going to be issuing tickets to all of these vehicles for illegal parking. According to their local coordination, no parking is allowed on both sides. If you're wondering about that noise, they use the horns, they use the sirens to warn people to come out and move their vehicles, otherwise they're towed away. This is quite a narrow street, so you can imagine how parked vehicles could cause an issue. Aside from private vehicles, you also have vans like this. And it's not just four wheels that are being ticketed, it's also motorcycles like this. So far, a lot of the drivers haven't come out, so I expect we're going to see a lot of towing. It's hard to keep up because it looks like this whole barangay is being ticketed. The initial street they started on is Gadget Street, and they're acting on an 8888 complaint today. Even these vehicles on the sidewalk are being ticketed. Usually you wouldn't see them in these smaller streets, unless there's a specific complaint that's been assigned to them. There are other obstructions like these pedicabs, but there's no penalty for them because, well, they're not motor vehicles. Better handled by the barangay, I guess, if you can rely on the barangay to act on that. You'll see there's actually a lot of commercial vehicles over here. Generally, the drivers of these can be quite slow to respond, so you might see those on tow trucks soon. See the towing crew already hooking up to this one, getting ready to take it away. It's parked on a corner. One more going up over here. Often what you'll find is that even if people know their car's being ticketed, they might not come out until it's getting towed away. And of course, by that point, it's too late. You'll see the towing crew getting ready to lift this one up. Honestly, it looks like it might be an abandoned vehicle because the back is open and it's quite heavily damaged. But it's hard to know for sure. Nobody's come out. That's why it's being towed away to clear the obstruction. One of those motorcycles you saw earlier has already been brought over to the tow truck. That will be loaded on once they've hooked up to this truck. Apparently there's no driver here that's willing to show a license and move it, so Sayang has to be towed away. I've been looking for a street sign or any kind of sign for a long time. Finally found one, Barangay 685. And it looks like they picked up this SUV in front of a condo building. I didn't see how it was parked, but obviously it's on the tow truck. I keep checking the corners of all these streets. There's no signs to say what the street name is. There are some signs around the area like this, no parking, clamping zone. I think these tarpaulin signs look a little bit messy, especially once you start adding the ads on the bottom, but still you get the idea. If you look on the sidewalk, this is the guard house, and then the guard is over there. And then apparently he's watching over all of these trucks and vans that are now being towed away. I guess that's the problem when you have a lot of commercial vehicles, but you don't have any garage. This one doesn't identify as a truck, he's just tow. Only tow. Here goes another vehicle that was picked up for illegal parking, along with the MC on the back. They've already hooked the tow bar up to this SUV for towing. Here's one of the other common sidewalk obstructions. People put plants there to make walls. And then where the pedestrians go, in the road. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, it looks nice to have plants, but how about pedestrians? And over there they flagged down that rider. Unfortunately, the lady on the back is just wearing a bicycle helmet. You see some of the residents moving other obstructions out of the road. I don't know how long they'll stay out of the road. You thought it was a sidewalk, but actually it's a resting area and parking space. I guess that one is a little bit more challenging to get on the truck, so a little bit of extra manpower to help the winch. And there you go, up it goes to clear the road. It looks like one of the barangay vehicles has been picked up, but the tires are already destroyed. Obviously it's abandoned. Often when you ask why they just leave them on the street, they'll say, oh, it's difficult with COA to get rid of them, or some other reason like that. A lot of towing crews don't like to take abandoned vehicles like that because they know no one's ever going to collect it. These are the kind of things that people put in the road to reserve parking, even if parking isn't allowed. Anyway, you will see the tow truck coming in to lift this one up now. See Bong Nabria, and then over here, Poliarco Ruel Poliarco, head of Manila sector for MMDA. Look at this nice wide sidewalk, safe space for pedestrians. And then boom, extension of the house. Now there's a garden, but it's on the sidewalk. I really don't understand when people think it's okay to park on a corner. I think every legitimate driver knows that's not allowed. Anyway, you see the tow truck coming in for this one, which is likewise parked on a corner. Makes it very difficult for people that want to turn. And again, you see those cans on the floor there. People fill them with concrete and then use them to block the road for VIP or private parking. In fact, it looks like someone's even painted the road. Who knows, it's Manila, so maybe there's some kind of mower, but nobody's shown one so far. I love how fast these tow trucks are compared to the manual ones. MMDA actually have some of the more modern tow trucks, just like what the US are using. But they're for rescue, they're not for clearing operations. These tow trucks are actually privately owned and operated by accredited tow truck operators. Now the sedan has been removed, you get a better angle of this one. Look at that parking. Anyway, unfortunately no driver to move it, so of course it's going to be towed. And there goes the SUV now. Now you just stopped this motorcycle rider. Unfortunately, as you can see, substandard or unauthorized helmet, designed for bicycles, skateboarding, things like that. That's actually a 3,000 peso penalty if they put that violation on the ticket. And it looks like there's another tow truck coming in now for this Mitsubishi. Apparently the driver of this one did eventually show up, so they requested that it be pulled by a bar instead of being lifted.